Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to day 3 of the Super Regionals. As you can see, I am joined here today by the So You Think You Can Cast finalists, Fats and Gormizer. They will be bringing you today's game of the 5th, 6th place matchup over in North America. And before we get into that one, how are you both doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a nice day.
I'm awake. That's good enough.
Awake? That's a good start for you.
Yeah, I'm I'm really excited to be here first and foremost. I mean, it's going to be a really, really fun day overall, especially because these are going to be the qualification matches later today. But first, we got the 5th, 6th match between Cognitive Gaming and TSM.
Now, if you don't know about these two casters right now, both of them at the moment are here to cast for your entertainment and to still get a shot to come to the World Championships and work with us there. For yourselves at home, though, World Championships tickets are still on sale right now. 10 teams, 5 regions, $1 million on the line. Buy your tickets over at swc.smitegame.com and you'll get a chance to see all of us there live with all the World Championship games that you'll have. But for now, we've got the Super Regionals still going on right now, and you can see that the teams are still vying for that. And today, other than the game that you guys are going to be casting, we're going to be also seeing the 2 teams move on from North America through to the World Championship stage. Who are you favoring, Gore?
Well, for the first matchup, we've got Envious versus Enemy. And Enemy, they did come up, they showed up against Team Solomid. It was really surprising. A lot of people were counting them down. But against Envy, Envy came in as the first seed.
They did?
They were losing a couple of games, but I feel like they have something up their sleeve that they're just waiting to pull out for us. And I feel like Envy's going to go ahead and go through.
And what about you, Faz? You feeling Envy?
Envy, I mean, yeah. Why not?
They
did so well during the SPL, man. I mean, they were a very dominant team, picked up by Envious during the season, and they're here to show.
Okay, then. Well, you went for the safe option, just copied Gormizer there.
Oh, come on.
So, Eager versus Cloud9. Where's your money there?
Cloud9.
Easy. That was really quick.
I like Jeff Hindler a lot.
So, just because of Jeff 3-0, 3-2, 3-1?
Jeff is the 3-0. Nah.
Jeff is the 3-0.
It's gonna be a long set. I'm hoping for Game 5, 3-2, really close, but Jeff Hindler.
I know the fans at home have been saying the same thing as well. It's a 50-50 shot at best. How do you feel about this one?
It's going to be really close. I agree it's going to go 3-2. I think Eager might be able to pull it out in the long run, but it kind of depends. Like, these teams go way back. They might have some mental games going down that's throwing them off. They've been playing against each other for years now.
They have. I mean, this split alone, they've only managed to face off against each other once each, and it took that 1-1 overall, so it's completely even between these two teams. Fans at home love them both as well. But then we've still got the game that you two are here to cast. Let's go back to it now. Cog up against the boys of TSM. Where do you see this going?
Well, TSM had a really rough time against Enemy. Nobody saw that coming. Unless you're a diehard Enemy fan, a lot of us were prepared to see TSM, very strong team, was at Worlds last year under the moniker of Cognitive Red.
That's correct, yeah.
Red, and they did well there. And here, I mean, I'm really excited to see how TSM is going to do this match. I'm pretty sure they have some probably secret techniques to do this really well.
What about yourself, Gormizer? How do you feel? Do you think this is going to go which way?
It's a little confusing because we saw Cognitive when they went up against Cloud9 a couple days ago. The first game, they came out kind of trying to look strong, but the second game, when they were kind of messing around, it seemed, they actually had a really close game.
They
like
did.
The Anubis with the Hog 3 on the Nemesis that was sweeping roles from jungle to support, back to jungle. I think that they might be able to pull it through. TSM kind of in an upset at this point.
But honestly, I feel that was the whole game plan from Cognitive, and I think they may look at to do this against TSM as well. You can see all the TSM boys on your screen setting up there. Most of them a little bit yawning. We just saw Snoopy on screen there. It looks like he's just woken up from nap. Bickham on the analyst desk yesterday showed that he knows. Look at him staring deeply into your soul right there. Having a look. TSM, they should be able to deal with this Cog team, do you expect?
I believe so. I mean, they had an upsetting match against Enemy, but I believe they'll pull it together like they usually do and possibly make this a really fast game.
We can see the coaches actually in the comms there. Pointing headset on in the background for the boys of Cognitive. Both these teams will have their coaches in the picks and bans, which is a feature we've not really had before, where the coaches can sit there and talk them through good ideas. How does this help them go? I mean, is this a good thing?
Well, the coaches, a lot of the time, they have a lot of, like, cret. You know, you go back to the coaches. They have a lot of the math. They know, like, matchups really well. And they can help if they're looking at it. They're like, all right, these are your strong gods. These are the people we know you can play. And in this matchup, you want to choose this person. It's going to help them get ahead in that early picks and ban stage, especially for the team who chooses second pick. They get that nice counter pick, usually saved for the solo lane. It'll go pretty well.
Talking about picks and bans then, Fats, is there anything you're expecting to see banned here?
Expecting to see ban. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Hell anytime soon.
Well,
100% win rate with 100% picks and bans. I mean, if she's on the table, she's getting picked up because that nerf to the curse at 65%, I mean, that's not enough to stop the healing.
the curse. And what about you? Do you see anybody else potentially coming out here for the picks and bans?
Probably Xingqian. He's
Xingqian?
been a very potent pick lately. We've seen him win a lot of games. We've seen him picked and banned most of the games. And he's been performing relatively well. Yesterday we saw Dignitas ruling it in the solo lane with a Xingqian. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I think him and definitely Sol.
And Sol as well. Well, there's three that we could expect to see. Now, don't forget, though, this is Cognitive. We saw the crazy shenanigans that they pulled out last time. Can they do it again? Well, that's enough from me, boys. We're into picks and bans. Fats, go, Miser. Enjoy your cast. See you later.
All right, thank you, Hindu. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here from So You Think You Can Cast, and we're here to bring you this 5th, 6th place match between Cognitive Gaming and Team Solomid. How you doing, Gore?
Doing pretty great, and just looking at it, we see them. They're in discussion here on Cognitive Prime, trying to get those Zeus. Zeus going to come out. Is that surprising at all?
Not really. I mean, Zeus is a very dominant pick, and there's the Hell that I called already. Two characters you don't want to have to deal with. All the healing on Hell is really hard to focus her down because she gets that extra movement speed. And Zeus, well, he now has that giant chain lightning with a huge slow. It's going to cause a big problem. There goes Thor as well, and Ares because, I mean, it's Auror's Ares, and that's a pretty scary thing.
And the same thing with the Thor. DaGarz showing up on land. It's going to be doing a lot. We see Awilix first pick. Not necessarily anybody you'd be expecting to come out this early on. There's still some really strong picks. Sol, first off, made it through picks and bans, no problem.
All right, Team Solomid going to grab Khepri here. Very strong pick. Mercury seeing some sort of return here. I mean, picked 1% and only won probably the out of the 2 games. He won 1. Maybe this will be his 3rd. These are some gods I did not expect to see. Well, the Awilix and the Habwa. The Habwa.
The Habwa. Habwa's my favorite. There's a Kumbha. They got Habwa and Kumbha. Now, the Habwa Awilix combo, they knock it up, go ahead and gravity surge, pull him back in. That'll be nice. The same with... Can you grab him off of the Kumbha Oldina? I've never seen that interaction.
I don't think that's a thing.
It's going to be an interesting thing
I mean,
to see.
you get knocked up, there's the damage. Then when you hit the ground, there's more damage, so you probably can't pull him out of it. But I mean, Awilix, Habwa do have that combo. Khepri, Mercury, not the best combo. I mean, Khepri can grab, and then Merc can grab. So they can just like hug people to death. That's the thing. Kuang, that is not a surprising pick. One of the strongest junglers in the game, ready to cause some mayhem. But there's a Mercury as well. So what's going on there?
I'm wondering if it's going to be an Kuang, maybe into the solo lane. Our Mercury actually he used to be played in the ADC and the solo lane like all the time. He was moved kind of away from that jungle role.
That's a Cupid ban.
That's a Cupid ban.
Are they really that scared of Cabom's Cupid that they got to get it off the table like that? I mean, somebody must have been doing their research to make sure they know that Cabom has that backseat Cupid. Not a very top chosen hunter, but hey, he's off now, so you're not going to get him this game.
I mean, maybe the combo coming out of it got a lot of stuns. Mez's going across his board. Arachne ban. Okay, I'm not sure whether or not they're aware, but Arachne not picked up too often. I guess DaGarz might have been practicing her. That's something I've never seen, but
where would she go in this team comp? I mean, you got a Mercury already. You got an Kuang already. Would that be...
Arachne mid. Get Kiki in here. We've got it. I mean, we've seen it happen. It happened in this last split at least once. It's going to be something. Okay, Chronos, I can agree with the Chronos pick. Chronos is really strong. He hits so hard.
I can agree. So I'm going to guess this is going to Snoopy. Chronos is one of the mages that can be played as a hunter, but the mage that could have been played as a hunter in this who hasn't been banned at all is Sol? Where is Sol? Do neither of these teams really... I mean, she's been picked so much this week. Now, neither of these teams really care to pick up the Fireball herself, because here's an Ullr. And a The dream is alive. So, okay, we got
right.
Awilix.
Looking at this team comp,
Oh my god.
I'm going to assume Awilix jungle, Habwa mid,
Look at Meerkat just smirking right now.
Kumbha
Wow.
Ullr duo lane with the Ravana and the solo.
All right. I mean,
No idea what's happening on TSM, but at least this team, like, you can work with this.
yeah, you can figure something out with Cognitive right here. And there's a Hu Yi, which throws everything to the wind because who's mid? Chronos mid?
Chronos has to be mid. of all the other people on there, I mean, Kuang, I guess, could try to hold his own, but Chronos is the more... We've seen him in mid, but he's not necessarily the strongest mid, but out of that team comp, definitely going to be favored.
He's the range that'll keep himself safe. He also has that new... his passive on the 2, the healing part of the clock, has been considerably updated, so he can stay alive for a lot longer. I mean, he gets his full mana cost back as well. He could possibly hold his own against Habwa. Problem being is... Hu-Yi on Snoopy, Hu-Yi being one of the stronger hunters in the game, especially with the amount of penetration he gets on the Mark of the Golden Crow, that's going to cause a lot of damage to the Ullr Kumbhakarna lane.
And I'm super excited because, you know, we've got Ullr and Hu-Yi, both really high skill cap ADCs, and on land, the ricochets are going to be bouncing off the walls almost instantaneously. We've got the axes coming out from Ullr, going to be hitting that stun. It's going to be really fun to watch it. Especially in Cabom's hands, if he's taking that Ullr up, it's going to be really fun to see how many he can go, especially boxing up against Snoopy.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see DJ Pern probably take this Awilix to the jungle. That should be really exciting, but here we go, getting into the game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th, 6th place match between Cognitive Gaming and Team Solomid. My name is Fats. I'm joined by Gormizer. As you can see, Meerkat is Ullr. What's going on?
So... All right, so we have Ravana in the jungle. I can get behind that. Ullr doing the solo lane. We used to see that a lot. The blue buff definitely going to be helping him with that mana problem that he has, especially in the early game. TheBest is on Kumbha.
So that's Kumbhakarna mid.
And we see Pern going in.
Aror is Awilix support, and Cabom is Purple Pot Habwa ADC.
Well, you know, I like this. I like the purple pot, red pot on the Awilix and the Hebo because they're going to be doing a lot of damage coming out in that early game, especially Habwa hitting really, really hard with his water hands, throwing it on out.
The water hands. And on the right side for Team Solomid, we got bchm playing Hu-Yi in the solo lane. DaGarz, of course, Kuang going to the jungle. Very smart pickup there. Boosh, like you called. Chronos in the mid lane. Eonic playing that Khepri. I mean, one of the stronger picks. And you did mention that Mercury could be played as a hunter. We're going to see what Snoopy can do with that one. We're going to see some regular starts coming out from both teams.
You know, last season we saw Mercury, like, he'd be played in the ADC role. They reduced the range of his one so they couldn't hit every single minion in the lane. Trying to help that clear go down, but he's still got the same start. Looks like he's going to be going into that golden bow, trying to get that extra clear going out from his one.
Yeah, the throw and dagger going to be gone. I'm just really excited to see what TheBest is going to do with this Kumbhakarna mid versus a traditional mid in a mage. I mean, we got a Guardian mid right here. We got 2 hunters in the solo lane. A Ravana is in the game. This is going to be exciting. Taking a few hits in the mid lane. Boosh level 2. Boom! Good use of the one right there to get some damage onto TheBest.
Yeah, TheBest taking a lot of poke. Now Pernicus is going to be taking some poke over there at the right mid camps as we see DaGarz trying to get some poke down on with the Kuang. Kuang going to be taking a lot of damage, but the stun comes out from Chronos. Is going to go ahead, and First Blood's looking like it's really close, but they're able to escape right under their first tower.
Yeah, that's some good body blocking by TheBest. Kumbhakarna's passive could have easily kept them alive for Aror to walk over here on Sulu to try and make something happen. Get right back up on the cat. There's 2 of them there. Chronos does have his stun. Kuang does have his damage that we know about, and Cabom is just stuck under tower right now since Auror's over in the jungle, and so is Pernicus. I mean, all 3 of these guys are looking to collapse on TSM.
Yeah, they're definitely going for the 4v2, and no, there's going to be First Blood down onto DaGarz. Now we're going to see, looks like Meerkat's trying to go for the Boosh, but the Boosh escaping safely under that tier 2 as we see bchm get back into the solo lane. But Cabom's in a bit of trouble as we see Khepri going to go ahead and pull him out, and they're just going to take him.
Cabom's down. I mean, that water is done. I mean, this is an exciting match. Look at these 2 hunters just hanging out with each other, just auto-attacking, last hitting. Good ricochet shot right there to get the stun onto Meerkat, so he does have the minion advantage. That First Blood, the 4-man rotation into the right side jungle, and then a dead out Kuang. I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. This Kumbhakarna, it's got to show up. It's got to show up.
Well, I mean, his clear is going to be pretty good as long as he's leveling up his one, and it's going to, launch those minions. He's going to get a lot of free poke out there. And yeah, as you can see, he's getting the points up in his first ability there. Nobody's level 5 yet, but Boosh and DaGarz are level 2.
I mean, that 4-man evade really set them back a lot. Awilix still having red pot. Habwa's purple pot is gone now, so he's going to have a lot more trouble in this lane. Snoopy and Eonic doing some great plays right there to make sure they can pull him from under his tower, throw him right into the archers and pick up that kill. So Cabom is going to be playing from behind as a Habwa in the hunter role. I'm still stuck on this. This is hunter Habwa we're seeing, man.
Well, I mean, he does a lot of damage. He's not necessarily what you'd expect as like a hard carry, but he will hit you very, very hard as he gets into late game. That purple bot being gone is going to cost him a lot of early gold, though.
Okay, rotation from mid, going to grab those back camps right there. Kuang trying to get back into this game. Still hitting level 4 finally is DaGarz. He's going to be in this level 5s coming out from both Pernicus and TheBest. 2 of the Hindu gods with 2 of the better ultimates. Good water spell coming out from Cabom. Going to do a lot of damage. Going to help Aror hit him with the cat. Popping him up, getting that damage done. Eonic does try his best to get out of here. He does have the mana. He's just going to wait on the timing. And it's not going to be enough. Good knockup from the water spout into an auto attack gives Cabom another kill. And another kill to Aror.
A lot of early game lead coming out. Just 1,000 gold, you know, almost 1,000 experience, but it's 3-to-1 kills. A lot of farming that's going to be coming out just, you know, from the solo lane. That's kind of what you expect out of this. Boosh still trying to get back into the game. DaGarz still trying to get back into the game. They're sitting behind by a full level here, and they're getting outpushed by a Ravana and a Kumbha.
We see the teleport was picked up by Meerkat. Use that to get back into the lane. bchm has to get out of here right now or he's going to go down. Meerkat rotating over. djpernicus is going to help them grab this blue buff. They're going to let him back right there. Steal his blue. He's going to be in a bit of trouble when he comes back to lane without the ability to really clear. Both of the solo lane hunters looking like they're looking at Transcendence right here, except Meerkat started with the Bluestone. Now, Bluestone Ullr is going to do a lot of damage. He has the range to really poke them down from afar and get all that ticking damage down. And I'm really excited to see what's going on. I mean, he already has the top player damage in the game.
And if he can catch out bchm in that lane, if he's sitting too close to his minions, he's using those abilities. He's throwing them out anyway.
Oh, poor Robinson at the very bottom with 288. Going to try his best to do anything at all. Meerkat going to grab his blue buff as well. We see a little bit of a party going on in mid right now. Ravana grabbing his speed buff, of course. I'm just excited to see what they're going to try and do with Ravana. A character that's very underutilized with an ultimate that most people claim isn't even an ultimate. What is he going to do in late game besides punch people in the face and hope they die?
Well, I mean, if he can pick up like a certain set of items, I'd really like to see a Frostbound hammer on him. Just get that slowdown for his team. He's going to be throwing out some damage. He's almost on the kind of ground that you'd expect to see a Kali, where he's just going to be get in, focus a target, and kill him as fast as you can.
Well, the difference between Ravana and Kali is, yeah, they can both get in, but Kali can stay alive with an ultimate that keeps her alive, and Ravana's always just, I'm just going to fly a little bit, hit you for 5 damage, and hope it's enough to kill you, I guess?
I'm kind of thinking that's where the warrior portion of his kit will come in. He'll try to be a little bit tankier, maybe pick up some extra items. A Mail of Renewal would be really nice, trying to get down. Although, we see a majority magical coming out of TSM, so the physical protection not really going to be doing a lot for him if that happens.
Yeah, he probably won't go that. Maybe we'll see a Fatalis to keep himself sticking to characters, like you'd say. That would be built on a Kali as well, so he'll be able to get in and stay in for as long as he can. Pernicus rotating over to the left lane, along with Aror, just to scare these guys out a bit. Cat's going to be thrown straight into Eonic's face, and Pern just backed himself into a really bad spot. Except here comes his teammate with the hot rotation. There goes TheBest to make sure he can grab onto DaGarz. DaGarz is going to use his ultimate to get him out of there. Aurora's going to jump in. So is Pern is going to use his ultimate. They're going to take him down in the back. You see Cabom trying his best to get out of there. A good ultimate from TheBest is going to stop that one. Snoopy's in a bad spot, but hey, there's a Khepri ult to keep him alive. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
I really like how they ran that engagement, the 4-man rotation, because DaGarz didn't expect it, but Cabom on the Habwa does not have the mobility to come into the backline like that. As we saw, TSM just took advantage of it. There was no way he was going to get out of there unless he ulted.
And he did ult. His ultimate's on cooldown. I'm guessing he got to the back and ulted straight away to try and hit all of them for some sort of damage, but it wasn't going to be enough to make sure that they melted in front of him so he can get out of there while his team was still focusing down the other person in the mid lane. Over in the right lane, the Sunbreaker comes down because, you know, minions don't like the sun.
Yeah, Meerkat definitely keeping the best of bchm here, pushing him out. This is twice now we've come over here that bcham's been forced to back because Meerkat is just running this lane. It is his game, and he is, you know, they're both stacking that Transcendence, but he's got that Bluestone, that extra damage coming out, helping the minion clear, helping get that extra poke down. It's going to be hard for bchm to come back here.
Yeah, you can see he's still top player damage at 2.7k, and Ravana still bottom damage at 4th. I mean, I don't understand the Ravana pick. Don't get me wrong, I love the character. I'm excited to see him played here this week, but I don't know what he's going to do. Here comes another 3-man rotation to grab this blue buff out of the hands of bchm. He's going to have a rough time dealing with having no mana at all. He's bought level 1 teleport on cooldown currently. Let's see what they're going to do as they rotate over to the Gold Fury. What's going on here?
Well, it looks like TSM's trying to bait this out. We see Pernicus go ahead and ult onto the Snoopy in the background, but they don't look like they really care. Ravana's going to go ahead and get the ultimate from the Habwa, and djpernicus is going to go down to DaGarz while Cabom picks up Eonic, but they turn around and get Cabom on the end of the Chronos. Now it's a turnaround. Aror trying to get out of there as fast as he can after he picked up kill. Boosh, or Best, going to go ahead and be in a hard spot here from Boosh and Snoopy, but the knock-up's good. A lot of damage coming down, and Aror picks up the kill. Boosh trying to get in there, but that ult over the wall was amazing.
That new buff coming in Awilix allowing her to pull people from walls. I mean, he heard that he hit him. He knew that he hit him. He had the vision because the Best was running away, and the Best still had, you know, some semblance of knowing that he was behind him. A great snipe coming out, a gigantic pull. It was amazing. But let's see that one more time.
All right, so here we've got it. We're going to be going over now. You see Aror going ahead, pick up the kill. He's trying to get out because he's really low health. He's got a moderate amount of mana, but then we see him going through the wall. Best just looking around, and then the jump comes out. It gets pulled over, and then bam. Just gravity surge damage coming down. No chance.
Such a good cat right there. And another good cat right there. Jumps straight into the Sunbreaker. Bickham tried to cover his options, except the only option there was death by cat.
Now, this is going to be really interesting because, you know, out of the team comp, I want to give it to TSM, but Cognitive is playing really, really well here. Cabom getting really low, Eonic and Snoopy chasing him down, and Mercury fastest god alive.
Fastest god alive. He's waiting for the rotation from his team. Kabom's going to try and stick in for as much as he can. Use his ultimate to get out of the situation. In comes the blink from Best. Eonic knows to dash out of there. Make sure he uses Abduct to leave. So is Aurora taking that wet paper out of that one. The Atlas. It's just chasing right now. They're trying to control as much of the map as they can. Red buff just comes up. We see the two boys from TSM take that mid camp as well. And Aurora's just stuck behind towers just waiting to see what's going to happen.
It looks like while we've seen Cognitive rotate over and take over a lot of the buffs coming for Bickham, getting rid of his blue buff, TSM's controlling this right jungle. They've been hovering over. They've got a nice amount of ward coverage over here, watching the Gold Fury, trying to maybe sneak it in or try to pick off some people by baiting it out. And it looks like Cognitive might be falling for it, although in that last match, that last fight, we saw them turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, the gold isn't that far apart. It looks it's about 2K right now in favor of Cognitive Gaming. 8 kills over 4 as well. Meerkat doing his best. He's going to build his boots right now. No beads for him. He doesn't need them. But apparently Bickham feels like he does with all the rotations he's been having. A lot of problems, especially with that last one, as djpernicus starts up the Gold Fury. Cabom misses his water cannon. Doesn't matter. They're going to do as best as they can. They're going to choose to get out of there, have no vision on the Mercury, have no vision on the guys in mid, don't want to really get that. Probably going to drop a ward, but that's a sentry from TSM to stop that one.
Now, what I like to point out is just, we see the detriment of having the Habwa ADC. With another ADC, they'd have a little bit higher damage output and probably some lifesteal online that they could try to get that Gold Fury with the right rotation. But as it is, they just kind of have to drop it the minute they see somebody on TSM.
Yeah, they don't have the real... They do have the damage to fight them, but they got to make sure that they hit all their abilities. I mean, Cabom is having a lot of hard times hitting these water spouts. He fought Snoopy a little bit earlier, missed a water spout, and got grabbed by the special delivery because of it. He's got to have precise water spouts to either set up for Aurora or himself to hit him with a crushing wave.
Unfortunate for Cabom, to get those water spouts, he has to go in. He has to get close. Snoopy and Eonic have a pull. We've got Boosh with a stun. DaGarz, if you get close to an Kuang, that's just bad news for you. And then, of course, Bickham can throw out the stun if they ever find themselves in a fight, but...
There's the gravity surge. Like I said, a good wall, but the ultimate came up from Eonic, keeping himself alive. He's going to try an ultimate. I mean, CSM Snoopy was right there, tried the ultimate to hit both of them, wasn't able to. It looks like a 4. Oh, the good ultimate from Ravana, going to jump in the back line, do their best to try to take Snoopy out. Aurora's able to grab him with the cat. Boom, going to jump out with that invisibility is Kuang. They're going to chase him back. Boosh, throwing the little tennis balls, trying to get the damage done. 4 men from Cognitive Gaming going to take down 2 from Team Solomid.
And now I see it going 10-4. TSM not picking up anything in the backline. Meerkat managing to solo down Bickham. This is just going to go ahead and they're going to push this lane. He's going to probably get this tower. Cognitive is running this show right now, and it's kind of bizarre. We see some picks that we don't really value as high.
I mean, Habwa's in this game. Ramen is in this game. Of course it's some weird picks. Kumbhakarna in the mid lane. These are all some picks we did not expect to see at all. And there goes Ravana building that Frostbound Hammer like you spoke of. He's going to grab that to be able to stick to people. It's going to be... I'm just excited. Wait a second. Awilix has Heartseeker. He's 5-0-4 with a Heartseeker. He's in the position to do it. And he already has 3 stacks.
You know, seeing it come out, he's going to get a lot of damage off of it. I mean, Cyclone, we asked him, because there was one game after the change to Heartseeker so that it's only God kills and not minions. Cyclone built it. And he said, yeah, no, if you can do it, it's good. As long as you can keep it. And right now, Cabom, or Aror, keeping it. He's 5-0-4. If he can keep this up, then he's just going to have a huge power spike, especially with the Gravity Surge. It's going to be killing a lot of people really fast.
I'm excited to see how this is going to work. I mean, the team comp is going to allow him to get those kills. Like we saw the Cabom use the Water Spout to really pull him back with the Gravity Surge and allow him to get that extra stack. Now it looks like he's building into another. Ooh, a good beads used from djpernicus to keep himself alive. Not beads, excuse me, but the flip kick. Good shot from Dragons out of DaGarz. Tries to get the Mez off. Not going to do too much. In comes Aror. He's looking for something. Doesn't want to lose any stacks, though, so he's going to back out into the jungle.
Yeah, TSM.
Just trade him.
They saw he was there. They have a ward up. They knew he was coming over, and they're just like, we're just going to sit at our tower. Come and fight us. Like, just come fight us right here. We'll get you in tower range and try to get that extra damage down. And Meerkat looks like he's going for that speed buff. Steel manages to get it as the fight switches over to the mid camps. Best going to blink in, get a root down onto DaGarz and Eonic. DaGarz beating it out, but at Boosh, now saved by the Khepri ult. Got out of a tight one there.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, Meerkat stealing that speed buff so that Garz is not going to have that either. They're going to grab that mid camp, make the rotations back to mid as Meerkat walks his way back to solo lane. He's having a great game so far. Eonic tries to dash in, tries to grip something, can't grab it. Ravana punching away as he can, get the flip kick out, going to dodge that time stop from Chronos. And Meerkat is just hanging out. Shoots the hail of arrows over the wall, tries to find something if he can, walks up to bchm. bchm just hit him with one shot of the ricochet. He knows that Kuang's right there. He has to jump out right there, waiting for his team. Team's gone. Nothing for him here.
Yeah, Meerkat just sensing that that bad positioning that he was kind of standing in, trying to get away. Of course, he gets stunned out here by bchm. Now DaGarz is going to chase him down, but Ullr having that jump. Looks like he's going to get out, activate that speed buff just to move away, and we're going to see him go ahead and go back to the lane. And what we've been seeing in this last fight is that Boosh is doing what Chronos needs to be doing. He is hitting them hard every chance he gets. Those autos are just chunking pieces of health off every time he can land them. And it's definitely working out for his team. It's stalling some of these fights, and the later the game grows on, Boosh is going to be doing way more.
As soon as Chronos comes online and is swinging for 1 billion damage every time he swings the racket, it's going to be a hard fight for cognitive gaming. I mean, there's a breastplate on there's a breastplate on Hunter Habwa.
I guess he's just tired of Mercury. Mercury going to be doing a lot of damage. He's been getting soloed a lot in that lane, or 2v1'd. Of course, now we see DaGarz trying to get something down onto Pernicus. Pernicus taking a lot of damage from Boosh. The stun being dodged out there, but a lot of damage still coming down. He's really low, but no follow-up.
Here comes Aror to try and make something happen. Gonna shoot the cat, trying to get something done here, do as much damage as he can, but he's got to get out. Those stacks are very important to that 1950 he just spent. He's got to keep him up. 2 men coming in from the right side. Aror's in a bad spot. Aror is down. DaGarz gonna grab that kill, shut him down, and them Heartseeker stacks gonna fall right off.
Yeah, the Heartseeker definitely not going to be looking very pretty anymore. He hasn't managed to pick up any more kills or assists and just lost the death. He's going to be falling behind. This isn't the kind of spot you want to find yourself in. Heartseeker's definitely the I'm ahead and I'm going to stay ahead item.
Of course, and he's playing support Awilix at that, so it's going to be a lot easier because he's making more rotations than usual to really get those. I mean, granted, she's a jungler, but support, you're still doing the same amount of rotations here, top level play.
Yeah, it's interesting just to see the kind of team comps coming out that we have. You know, Awilix, like you said, is typically a jungler, but we have Ravana in the jungle. Not really regarded as a warrior that's anywhere near the top.
Or as a character. I mean, Ravana is not a character you'd see at all. Level 13 right now, doing his best to stay in this. So he's currently tied right now with the Kuang, both sitting around 7.8k gold, doing as much as they can to build their items and get online. Ravana has a Frostbound, has Ickval, so he's going to be stealing damage from people, and he has the penetration, and he's going to be glued to them for as long as he can be to really try and get as much damage as he possibly can. But the gold difference, still 2k up for cognitive. There comes a Sunbreaker just to protect his blue buff. the minions were getting little guys were getting hit the whole time to take no damage because no one was there to leash it. And Meerkat's gonna go ahead and grab that. Oh, a gravity surge in left lane. Eonic's gonna take a ton of damage right there. The blink from Kuang. Crushing Wave's gonna hit absolutely no one. Cabom's in a bad spot, gonna take a lot of damage. He's gonna be the first one to fall in this engagement. Snoopy's gonna grab Pernicus, and then so is Eonic. Like I said, double grab. Auror's gotta go. He's gonna make sure that this Merc does not grab him because that was just a great play.
Now Best blinking in, going for it, but the Khepri ult's going to come down onto Eonic, saving his life just for a little bit here as he retreats. Now Best is the one in a really bad positioning here as his passive gets procced, and now we have Boosh beating up Aror. Snoopy managing to fall to Aror in that fight. Now we're going to see Rewind come out. Eonic's back in the fight. He hardly has any health, but DaGarz going to go ahead. Now Meerkat's jumping out of there. He's going to stay safe, but that looks like it could be a Gold Fury if they want it.
Yeah, huge rotation from Solomid going to come out to keep that fight in favor of Team Solomid. They're going to grab this Gold Fury with no contention. I mean, here comes Meerkat in the very back. Is he going to be able to do this? He's in the very back. Oh, good X. Going to try to take out Eonic. Takes Eonic out. Is he going to be able to steal the Gold Fury as well? No, he's going to leave it. Tries to jump in and make something happen. Out goes bchm. Out goes DaGarz. They're going to do their best to try and stick to. Ooh, good beads used from bchm's going to stop him from getting rooted by the flip. But he's still going to get knocked up, and a ton of damage is going to come out from Meerkat and Aror to really pick that one up.
Now we see Cognitive still slightly ahead in gold, even though they just lost the Gold Fury. They're going to pick up a tower. Looks like they're going to push for a tier 2 here. DaGarz not really in a position to try and defend this. Maybe when Boosh comes over, he can get some damage down. And yeah, we see Cognitive trying to retreat because that Chronos is just hitting really hard.
Snoopy ult going to come out. Misses that. A good sidestep from Meerkat after he saw it on the ground. A ton of damage and a crit going to hit Aror. Auror's going to get out of there. Snoopy's getting hit real hard from Meerkat. The ultimate comes out from Cabom. Able to hit no one, it looks like. Not enough damage onto either of them, but they were able to help their teammate get out of that situation. I mean, Aror got critted really hard by that major look from Snoopy. He had to get out of there instantly.
Yeah, and here we see the reason why Habwa isn't picked that often. He can't really do anything. If he gets caught out, he has to ult away. If he misses, that's a huge chunk of his damage that's going to be gone. And he just can't stay in these fights long enough to make an impact. So Cabom not really heading up, as we can see his player damage. He's kind of in the middle of the pack, and you know, top being at Boosh, that Chronos hitting really hard, but the rest of it we see like supports down towards the bottom, except we saw Best there playing that Kumbhakarna. They're not really getting the team fights they need because they don't have the damage output.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience per minute going in the favor of, I mean, Meerkat is the team right now. He has all the damage that's going to be put out. He has his builds online. The Soul Leader is done. Now he's looking at maybe a Shin size or an Executioner. I would expect an Executioner to be coming out here. Cabom is having a really hard time. So is djpernicus. Both characters you don't see at all. So, I mean, having a rough time makes sense. The picks over on TSM make a lot more sense, besides the Mercury, I would say.
Well, I like Mercury. He does a ton of damage. But seeing him in this kind of team comp, it's kind of in a wary position. The matchup against the Habwa, though, is definitely helping him out.
I mean, yeah, top level in the game currently on Ullr. Behind him is the Boosh's Chronos. They're going to do their best to go head-to-head. I mean, Meerkat, captaining level 20 right now. He's doing the most damage. He's carrying every fight he can get into. We saw that teleport come in while they were at the Gold Fury to be able to pick up Eonic to get him even further ahead of bchm. bchm having a hard time in that solo, sitting at 0-3-2. At least he's helping some fights. Back in... Oh, tries to make something happen in the back there, Meerkat. But bchm going to jump out. They're going to just keep pushing. Here comes Aror to try and do something to Eonic. Eonic heard the cat, decided to turn around just in time to make sure he wasn't going to get pulled because that would still be a bad position. Even if he was not able to do enough damage, it's still damage done.
That Meerkat has a 4-level advantage. Now it's 3 levels as bchm just hit 17, but he's so far ahead of bchm here that he doesn't really have to worry. You see, we see him making all these rotations over to the rest of the... All right, and it looks like we're going to go ahead and be seeing some of the team fight, and we're going to listen into the TSM comms to see how they're feeling right now.
Can we rotate? We can win this fight.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Who's gonna be there? I have TP up in 6.
On Ravana?
It's my heavenly.
Okay,
Who's gonna be there, guys?
Kibo.
I can creeping curse.
Where's
Creeping curse.
Oh.
Come on, Robin. TP right. Who is there? TP.
I have best. You finish best.
Don't get axed, guys.
That's
I'll
Robin's
try an axe out of the
beats.
jungle. Who is there?
They're all 1 HP. Can we keep fighting?
I'm behind.
I'm really low in Ullr, so
Can you get a pull?
we're trying to get to you.
Yeah.
Speed.
This is beats.
He's still immune. Okay.
We need to focus targets. Like they were all 1 HP and they got
Yeah, I
out.
thought we should have killed Ravana when he was in the back.
His ult's down over here, by the way.
I'm 200 HP. I'm back right now.
Yeah, he might even have blink.
You could beat him
both-
though,
you both
Boosh.
also have
Boosh,
points,
you could
yeah.
definitely be strong. Like,
yeah,
he's like
yeah,
Oom.
I can definitely kill him, but like,
Ullr's walking there.
nice.
Okay, just
like-
look out for Ullr.
Well, yeah,
F you,
well,
Boosh.
listen,
Hey,
I
you
can't
got
get through him.
Ullr's beads are down. Ullr's beads
Yeah,
are down.
I'm gonna
You
bait
guys-
No,
him.
but I
baiting
mean,
with
you don't
my
have
ult.
to
Baiting
back
with my ult.
up.
Almost
Oh.
there.
I forgot you had ult.
Yeah, I
Actually,
told you
not
I was
that.
baiting with my
Oh
ult.
my god.
I thought you were baiting yourself
Oh my god.
for some reason.
I'm dead now.
I'm dead.
My bad.
Ooh! I'm dead there. Ullr's one hit again, man. Whatever.
That's my wall on him.
No, we saw throughout that. We saw them. They were TSM trying to get the targets. They were calling out, "Okay, get on this guy. Get on this guy." They weren't able to find any of the kills, and then Cognitive comes in and just turns the fight around. They all go out. We saw some teleports coming down just to get back into the fight. Although now we see Snoopy definitely going to be chunking some health out of Pernicus as he's getting a lot of crit items online. djpernicus finding himself in a little bit of a bad spot as 3 members of TSM collapse on him, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and fall there to Snoopy. Another kill for the Hunter on TSM.
I mean, that was that was one Rob trying to fight an Kuang, a Khepri, and a Mercury, the king of the crits. That was not going to be a good fight for him at all, but he kept trying to go at it. Maybe his team would rotate to help him out. Probably not. He's Ravana. He wasn't going to help in a team fight that well anyway. But during the engagement on left lane, we saw that Cabom got picked off. Aggressive beads being used by DaGarz. DaGarz even making a grr as he threw out that last 3 to really get the damage done. I mean, it's 16-12 right now. Gold still in favor of Cognitive. Only about 800k, excuse me, 800k, wow. 800 gold up, not that much, but it's about team comps. Now it's all going to be about the team comps they chose. If Cabom can get a good water spout onto a target that the team needs to focus, Aurora can pull him in, they can finish him off really quickly. Now they're going to see this Gold Fury dance, everybody's two-stepping, try and see if they're going to be able to pick this one up. Eonic gets hit, gets pulled, the ultimate comes out for Snoopy to stop all the damage from Cognitive Gaming. They're going to do a ton of damage in return. Down goes Cabom, the axe comes out to make sure that Aurora and Meerkat can pick up Snoopy, but in comes the Earthbreaker, and in comes the Dragon to eat Meerkat alive. With Meerkat down, it's going to be a pretty bad fight, as only djpernicus, TheBest, and Aror are alive. It looks like the rest of Team Solomid is going to make their way to the Gold Fury and possibly pick this one up for free.
Yeah, it looks like there's not much. djpernicus looking like he's going to go ahead and run around the side, maybe look for a pickoff, but TSM has wards. They know where he is. They're going to chase him out, and we've got bchm over here. You know, we've got a Hunter. We've got the, DaGarz going to go ahead and get a lot of damage just coming out from the Kuang. TSM going to get it. djpernicus standing in 4 members getting chunked down as he tries to escape here, although he looks like he's just going to fight to his death. DaGarz picking that up, and Aurora, he got close, and then he was just like, nope, I need to get out.
He's like, nope, I can't help you. There's nothing he can really do to really stop them from putting the pressure onto a Ravana. As soon as Ravana uses his 2, there goes his damage immunity, there goes his main movement ability to get out of the fight. He's stuck.
Now we see TSM pushing for their first tower of the game. They just took that one, and it looks like they're going to maybe turn. Nah, they're going to back off. I was hoping maybe for a Fire Giant call there. Cognitive's not really in a position to be defending anything. They're all, like, they're not necessarily behind, but they don't have the damage output that we see coming out from TSM.
TSM has the better picks, honestly. I mean, Kuang's right here. He's going to do a ton of damage, as well as having an execute. Boosh is going to be on Chronos, doing a lot of damage there. Experience is coming down, now only 300, but in favor of TSM. And Gold, huge swing, back in favor of, not even back, but for the first time in favor of TSM. A good 3k ahead because of that Gold Fury pickup and a lot of those kills that they got while fighting for it.
Yeah, what was a really bad, or a really hard lead in Cognitive's favor has now been reduced. It's 17-15. They're only 2 kills ahead. They're behind in gold. They're starting to fall behind in experience as the team fights go. We see a gravity surge come out, but bcm's just able to dash around. Meerkat getting the stun, but Sunbreaker's going to go ahead and come down. bcm really low, but Meerkat falling even lower. Khepri ult's going to get used, but it doesn't look like it was necessary, as now Aurora going to fall to bcm, and that's 2 members for free as Snoopy's now chasing down Pernicus.
Bernie's going to have a hard time because he's not going to be able to deal with the crits that come out. But, oh, TheBest comes in with the hot blink, and the ultimate's going to make sure they're able to seal that one up. A lot of damage coming out from TheBest there. In the right lane, though, it was a good rotation from the Kuang on DaGarz to really make sure he can pick that one up. Looks like bcm's going to try and fight Pern right here, but here comes Eonic to help out. Going to grab him right there. Going to good crit onto him. Do as much damage as he can. Uses his 1. The palm's not going to do enough. Oh, Cabom's here, though. But down goes Pernicus anyway. He tried to make the good rotation in time, but minions. Or should we call them minions? Who knows? Not a good fight for Pern right there.
my favorite thing in that engagement, so we saw the Kumba damage. We saw him do so much. He's got a Soul Reaver 4th item. That's my favorite item on Kumba. And it's glorious. As you saw, like, he just did all of Mercury's health in 2 abilities.
That knockup from the ultimate, the epic uppercut, which is like the best move name in the game, honestly. It's hilarious. And like you said, the Soul Reaver proc, boom. Ton of damage. Where's your health? You're down. Now, here at 27 minutes, this is where Rav is going to become kind of a liability. He's had his early game. He's done as much as he could with fights and everything. He's 4, 5, and 6, if you feel like counting a little bit right there. But the problem is, he's not going to do as much damage as everybody else on the map. He's gone defensive.
I mean, it looked like he tried to get aggressive. He has that Ichabod to try and shut down some of the physical power coming out from TSM, but Boosh is going to be the one hitting the hardest, 22,000 player damage on the Chronos. He's throwing out, like, his autos just hit so hard. If he can get it and the right part of his passive, they do extra damage. He's going to annihilate you.
We're just going to go with Demolish, but it sounds like Annihilate's where we're going to go with this one, especially with that huge power spike. He's already way above Meerkat right now. So now they know that they got to get rid of this Chronos. He's the one that's really turning these fights. The problem is, how do you get past the Khepri? How do you get past an Kuang?
He's just going to sit there. Like, the worst case scenario is if Khepri dies and he still has his ult up, then they can try to push back, but then they're fighting into, the Chronos, who's already chunking them, highest player damage. Snoopy, who's got 3 crit items. He's got a Deathbringer online. He's going to be hitting you hard. And as we can see, like, Cognitive not looking for the fight. TSM trying to bring it to them, but Cognitive trying to say, no, we want to pick it.
That little trade right there. Oh, forget the trade. In goes the best. Going to try to do as much damage as he can. He's going to use his mez. Not going to be able to stop the beads uses from Snoopy. They're going to jump in and do as much as they can. The Sunbreaker is going to be dropped right on top of the body of the best as they try and pick him up. He's going to go down to Snoopy. The Eonic's ultimate was used on Snoopy as well to give him that extra damage and movement speed, which is going to increase his damage even more because that's Mercury's passive. He's going to get back into the fight. I mean, Pernicus was just eaten alive by the dragon as Snoopy changed his target to Aror, and in the back you see Meerkat trying his best to fight against DaGarz. DaGarz is going to sit behind his minions as Meerkat tries to back up and shoot to keep himself alive. Going to use that speed boost from the 2 as Meerkat hits those axes together, runs as far as he can, throws the axe. Snoopy going to quickly sidestep that. No questions being axed here, and they're going to chase him down.
Now we're seeing Meerkat just still trying to get out of here. He's going to turn around, try to get some damage down, but it's not going to be enough as Boosh just confirms the kill. And TSM, they're in a good spot here to try and get this Fire Giant. All members of Cognitive are down. They have a full health Eonic here to tank it up. They're going to be dealing a lot, and as we see Fire Giant already at half health after a few seconds, they're going to go ahead and grab this for free, and it looks like they can turn and push this lane. Chronos going to be able to take towers like nothing.
7k gold in favor of TSM as well as 8k experience. I mean, the boys, they're here. They're here now. Early game, maybe the picks were throwing them off. Maybe they couldn't deal with Habwa ADC. It was scaring them a bit, even though they picked him off really easily. It was the Aurora rotations they couldn't deal with. But now, Aurora's Heartseeker isn't really working in favor of him anymore. He's not fully stacked. He's not even close to fully stacked. He's having a rough time sitting at only 3 stacks right now. 4 stacks of his Hide of the Urchin. They know that TSM has gotten the Fire Giant, so they got to grab a gold for it, at least get some gold back into the game to put something into their pockets so they can build better items or finish whatever they have right now.
Now that, and the only person on TSM who didn't get it was bchm. And every other character, Eonic having that regen is going to go ahead and give him a lot of tankiness that he can go for these tower pushes. But we've got Snoopy and Boosh and DaGarz who are just going to be eating through any protections that Cognitive has picked up here. And it's just going to be like the team fights, they're going to start steamrolling here. This is where the game starts to shift over. This late game oriented team, Mercury going to be critting a lot. Boosh, just Chronos. Hits hard. Late game, insane.
I mean, if we take a look at both of the ADCs right here, 3-7-4 on Habwa, whereas 3-6-12 on Team Solomid Snoopy. I mean, he's been in more fights. He's been able to help in more fights, and that's allowed him to pick up more gold from getting these kills and assists. Oh, looks like Snoopy's going to possibly look for something. Gets the ult right there in the back line. You see Pernicus is going to drop his Shield of the Underworld to try and do as much damage as DaGarz is going to hop onto Aurora. Aurora going to keep his boy alive. The blink comes out from Cabom to keep himself in it, while down goes Meerkat, and with Meerkat gone, it's not going to be that great of a defense as 4 members of TSM with the Fire Giant are going to take that one down.
That's the first Phoenix of the game, and we see the fight continually going on. Snoopy going to get Gravity Surge, but Sunbreaker going to come down and kill Aurora. Now Cabom's the one who's going to get picked off by Boosh, as now TSM, they're looking for End. only defended by Best. They've got Pernicus going over in the background, managed to save himself barely from the Kuang execute, but TSM doesn't seem to be too worried about this.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten the first Phoenix of the game. They have the pressure right there. They're going to try and focus down onto the Boosh, but it's not going to be enough with the Khepri grip. There goes the rewind. He doesn't really go that far, but the health, that's the thing that they got back in that situation. The Best, look at these auto attacks onto the Best. He's swinging.
And now we see him there. It looks like they want to aggress the Titan. They want to bait out Cognitive here to just get these last couple of kills. Boosh getting really low, though. Khepri going to come out, and it's going to proc back to a lot of his health now. We see Pernicus is the one in trouble as they turn their eyes. They're going to go ahead and get the kill. Now Best managing to pick up Boosh, gets that nice Soul Reaver proc, and now we see him turn on Eonic. Eonic's alone, no damage, but he's Khepri.
Big damage coming out from the ultimate from the Best, as well as the axe going to stop him in his place. Eonic has to run as far as he can. Meerkat chasing him down, got the axes, throws another axe. Ooh, good use. Not even a use, but a proc of the Midgardian Mail is going to slow down the aggression that's coming out from Meerkat. Aurora has to get out of here. He's in a very, very terrible spot. One blink could easily seal his fate, but Cabom is there to back his boy up and allow him to get back to the base. They now have to defend the left lane, wait for Fire Giant to come up. Hopefully they can grab that. Maybe they'll be able to turn around with a Fire Giant, of course. But as it seems right now, this is a rough game. 10 gold up is TSM.
Yeah, Eonic, the only one with the Fire Giant left, and it's only
10K.
going to be there for about 30 more seconds before that goes ahead and wears off. So TSM now trying to fall back. They got the Phoenix, but then they overstayed their welcome. They lost a lot of their members, and now they're having to regroup. Hopefully, like, they probably want to grab this Fire Giant, and then they're going to go down, push through another Phoenix, grab that Titan if they can win a team fight up against Cognitive. But Cognitive looking like they don't want to give it up.
Now looking at the player damage right here, look at Chronos. That's disgusting, man. That's not even fair. Chronos is seriously way ahead of everybody else right now. 32k. Next one up is 23k. 9k damage up because Chronos, he swings. He's going to hit you in the face as hard as he can, and you can't really do anything because if you try, here comes the rewind. If you try, here comes the Khepri. In the mid lane, we see something going down. A great ricochet comes out. Oh my goodness. A great ricochet, a great Sunbreaker, a great ultimate from Snoopy. They're going to do as much as they can. The Eonic ultimate is going to go straight down onto the DaGarz. The Best is in a bad spot, or rather a dead spot, as he's going to go down as well. That's 3 members picked off in the mid lane by all 5 members of TSM. They're barreling down this mid lane.
And just look at those timers. Like, that was within a few seconds. All 5 members just collapsed and killed, and now they're going to aggress onto this middle Phoenix. They're going to pick up the kill on Meerkat.
My heart.
Now we've got Pernicus there. He's not going to have much that he can do here. He's just going to end up falling as 5 members aggress. Now we've got the Phoenix still being aggroed, but they can turn around. They're going to go ahead and take the Phoenix and then push into the Titan, it looks like, and this might be... We see Rewind coming out at the very end. We see TSM backing off a little. They're too low to try and take it. Now we're going to go ahead and see them. A couple of them going ahead for the right Phoenix, but Boosh getting a lot of damage down, aggressing on this Titan, and now the rest of the members coming in. This looks like it's going to be GG.
And it is GG. In fact, I mean, we saw what happened there. TSM, the picks weren't exactly what we thought they would be. They were much stronger than Cognitive's picks, though. Cognitive going with the Hobwa Hunter, the Awilix Awilix support, which actually did do a lot. Got to give it to Aurora on that one. And the best Kumbhakarna mid, while it's really not meta, it was better than I thought.
And he managed to do some, but he couldn't hold up like the Boosh. The later the game got, the Boosh did way more damage than Kumbha could hold up with. Even with that Soul Reaver, even though he was chunking people if he went for him, he just couldn't do it.
I mean, they tried their best. Sadly, it looks like the 5th place is going to go towards Team Solomid, and sitting in 6th is the boys of Cognitive Gaming. That was quite the match, I would say. I mean, I'm glad to be here. Super Regionals able to do a match at all, and I got something like that. That's a gift. That's a gift, if anything, Gormizer. But I hope you guys are staying tuned for the rest of the day, because the next match is going to be Team Envious versus Enemy Esports. That'll be coming up after a quick break. You guys stay tuned. This is hi-rez Studios presenting the Smite Super Regionals.